Yeah, it's a casual conversation about how Boston Brooks sells pictures of his feet.
See, now that was a good call, though. Perfect timing. As soon as you started talking, I was like,
Uh,
oh yeah, here we go.
oh, there we go.
Anyway, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to Code's Corner K4. This is episode 60. I counted this time ahead of time.
Jeez.
It
It
is?
is, yeah.
Jesus.
Episode 60.
That's
Jeez.
so
Wow.
old.
And I've only posted up to episode 48.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
so you guys, you can. It's gonna take this video when it comes out in 8 years, but
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, that's another thing we were talking about. We are like, how much backlog does he have?
See, I have 12.
A
This is gonna be
lot.
the 12th
A
episode of my
lot.
backlog. No, this was gonna be.
Jeez.
Yeah, because what I do is like I have all the backlogs, but I save the video I posted most recently so that I can look back to it and refer to it for the number. Not because I need it for the content.
Okay.
Look at it for the number, so I don't have to check the channel. Also, in case like something happens with the video, it gets like demonetized. Not that we do that yet, or like if it gets copyright strike or something, then I can repost it. And I'll have like the video, and then after I post the next video, I delete the other one. So I have 12 on backlog. This is gonna be the 12th one, episode 60. My God.
Wow. Wow. What an event.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive,
Only
should
boys.
9 more
celebrate.
episodes, and it's a funny number.
We should
Yeah,
celebrate.
9
once
more
it's a funny
episodes. You're
number.
right.
That's when we drop
Wow.
K4.
That's
Wow. That's
This
that's
tonight's
the
last episode.
That's the
that's
season.
when they gotta start paying for the Patreon.
That's when Bruno sells his feet pics instead.
You're right. You're right.
Man, they oddly look similar. What's going on here?
God.
Exclusive art of each character's feet pics.
It's just my feet
Just a
photoshopped.
troll.
And then the Oids is just like a toaster. Like two toasters. Nice to each other, attached to like a PVC pipe.
He takes off his shirt. It's just a microwave. It's like, oh my god.
Someone
God,
would
that's what I
find that
imagine would happen
attractive.
If like Cairo were to try to make Oid a body from scratch, and it's just like all different appliances slapped together, with like a
We
the
go
robot
back
ninja
to
head on
take
top.
that. We go back to take that wheelchair toaster's body.
Yes, I still want to.
I've forgotten everything about that. It's been so long. I've forgotten every single piece of information about that toaster. But yeah,
Remember
so
is
last
that we
time
wanted to
on
jack
Dragon
him.
Ball Z Kai, I do remember that we were continuing the 24th mission titled Booze Cruiser, which is a great name, and I refuse to think any other.
That is such a good name.
And yeah, the captain tasked you guys, as part of your expansion of the Condemned, to steal a box truck, a padded box truck full of high quality commercial grade alcohol, so that he could taste test it and decide what he wants to buy when he gets the Condemned uncondemned. And you guys, if I remember correctly, the plan was when the truck pulls into the gas station and the driver goes into the place, always gonna go into the gas station and hold the place up. While he's
Correct.
doing that, then that'll distract the like hauler that's in the place. Bonus is gonna hop into the truck and then hold the driver at gunpoint and drive him, make him drive away.
No, I'm holding the hostage at gunpoint. I'm holding the driver at gunpoint.
I believe.
Because I was
I'm-
gonna jerry rig a vest, like a makeshift bomb vest, to like, extra
And him-
intimidation.
Yeah, Bonus was
then-
in the other getaway car. so
Yeah,
that
he was in
Oid-
his hover car.
Yeah, so that if Oid actually gets run up on by the people who are protecting the drivers, Bonus is there,
Yeah.
and then I'd be tailing. I'd either be
Yes.
guiding or tailing the box truck that Cairo's in.
Yes.
Yes.
Which one do you want? Me leading or tailing?
I'd say tailing.
All right.
Because we can have Ankh in the trunk, so that you get some extra protection as well.
Cool. Yeah,
So that if
that
someone
sounds
is
like
tailing you, you can say, "All right, Ankh, go sicko mode,
Busted down sexual style.
busted down sexual style."
Does the the stick bug dance? Bobbing up and down.
honestly just add 2 more legs to the dog, and there you go.
God, stick bug onk body.
Make Ankh into a stick bug, yeah.
Gives
Okay.
him infinite reactions to dodge.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, if you made like an actual life size, like tiny stick bug drone body, then yeah, he would have like he'd be super hard to kill,
God,
Hey, interesting.
even harder than he is already. Speak fast.
yes,
He'd be like
but
a razor drone. He'd be pretty sick. Anyway, ideas for the future are gonna be funny. Okay. Cool. All right. Then I know that like we were gonna do the whole
Oh,
time skip thing or whatever. Oh, he's dead. Oh, he's not dead.
oh,
there it
I
is.
was gonna cry.
right as I was like, oh, yeah, sorry. My
Right as
dog
we
needs
start.
to, die.
You know.
Yeah. So yeah, okay. In that case, it is the day of the heist. I don't remember if I ticked the day off from rent already, but I'm going to anyway. 10 days left
Okay.
until rent is due. Not that you guys care, because you all have like 6 figures in the bank account.
Hey,
So, it's the day. It's the big day. Time to cruise and booze, to fight against the man and their relentless attacks on drunk drivers. And yeah, so Bonus gets in his hover car, his fancy new hover car, and he's gonna. I think the plan is he's gonna hang out at like the back of like the convenience store, so that like if Wade runs out and is like the crescent are on my tail or whatever, then he can just hop in and go.
me, we got a jet.
We got a jet. And then I assume that Knox is going to take the crime car. 'Cause,
Yes,
try to include the crime car. And then
always.
I would assume the car would also be taking the crime car because the car's going to be the one to hijack the truck.
Yeah.
So you guys, I assume we'll get there. We'll get to the gas station before the truck does, as you're kind of waiting in like the parking lot and stuff. Wade's disguised himself as random Joe Schmo number 843, with like a balaclava on or something. I assume.
Something like that. Yeah.
Bonus has infinite balaclavas. So this is a known fact. He can provide them for free.
Oh, good.
He came with his background.
Yeah. And yeah, and also Bonus brought his M4 style rifle, his AR. So if he needs to air out this 7-Eleven, he will. He's incapable of doing it.
Around the 7-Eleven. What?
Sci-fi 7-Eleven.
Jeez.
What a phrase. Bonus, we're gonna need you to air out this 7-Eleven right quick.
And that's when the meme loads shotgun malicious intent. But yeah, so he's in the back, ready to get his freak on. And you guys wait for like an hour or so until like I want to say 8 o'clock ish in the morning. Right as like the morning traffic starts to get bad. This big box truck that has like the label of like the alcohol distribution wholesaler company on it on the side. This big box truck pulls in, and it pulls into like one of like the gas pumps, I guess, because it's a box truck, so you would use gas.
Yeah.
This is a cyberpunk, all right? We still use gas.
Fossil fuels are still a necessity.
Yeah, well, there's synthetic chem, so like synthetic fuel. It's made of people. No, maybe, probably. Who knows?
If only.
And the box truck pulls in, and this is Ryanstown, Sci-Fi New Jersey. You can't pump your own gas, Still.
Oh
So-
man,
How
still.
topical.
Still.
How
Okay.
topical.
A gas attendant of Middle Eastern or Indian descent, your choice, walks out from like the sci-fi 7-Eleven, and like, oh, what do you want? And like the driver's like, oh, diesel or whatever, and then the guy's like, okay.
Diesel, fill it up.
And then the attendant goes over and begins to fill up the gas tank, and then the hauler, he gets out of the truck, and then he walks into the 7-Eleven and disappears.
All right, it's go time. I'm gonna get my jerry-rigged vest on, and then draw my revolver, and kind of sneak my way to the back of the truck. I think.
Wait. Wait, excuse me.
Wait for what?
Sorry. Don't you think actually?
Yeah, well, no, I know that, but I'm saying I'm like waiting behind the box truck until X starts.
Well,
I
there is
was
the black
thinking-
sedan of Crescent members.
Yeah,
just, like,
that's
in a
Then
white
yeah,
I'll
that's
just meander. I'll just meander around to the truck, or around
Yeah.
like the car until.
yeah. You can like be out of the car. I think
Yeah.
You gotta be
being
gotta be
right
ready.
there behind the truck would be bad. That's what I was
Yeah.
gonna point out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
security team is there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so
Alright,
you
Wade.
get out and you start to meander around, and it's always time to shine.
Alright, so as I'm, getting out of Bonus's car, or am I in the crime car?
No,
It's not.
you're in
Yeah, you be in
bonus
bonus
car.
Bonus's car.
Okay, so as I'm getting out of Bonus's car, I'm going to disguise myself as a fit I like to describe as disheveled edgelord.
Disheveled edgelord.
You know, the kind of guy who you
Who
thought would
would
be a
rob a
school
gas
shooter in
station?
school, but he actually graduated.
Oh no, he waited too long.
I see the Lord of
Nondescript
Edge.
edgelord.
Lord of Edge has returned.
Mm-hmm. And so, which gun do you think I should use for this? Should I just use like my standard pistol, since it's just like a gas station holdup?
Probably one that's not registered, but yeah, if that's also not registered, be my guess.
I don't
Alright,
think Boyd
well,
has any registered weapons.
Yeah, no,
This
he
is
doesn't.
true. This is also
Boyd
true.
has no registered weapons. Because you snuck them into Berlin. That's right.
Yeah, and we bought some of them from the bikers in Berlin too. So yeah, so I guess you can you could use your pistol if you want. I guess it is just like a gas station holdup.
Yeah, I'll walk in with pistol in pocket. I'm not gonna pull it out of my mid robbery, and I think I'm just gonna kind of fatally case the place.
Okay, so you are like, are you trying to be shady?
Yes.
Okay, so you just like put like your hood up or whatever, and like stalk down the aisles of this convenience
You
store.
want to make it better if you only put his hood up after he noticed the camera.
Yeah. So like you make eye contact with the clerk, then the security camera, and then you put your hood up. Like right in the front door to just be as obvious as you possibly can be. And you walk around, and there is in here there is the driver, not the hauler for the truck. And like his big overalls and stuff. And then also in here is another guy, just like some random dude with like a sweatshirt and like sweatpants who looks very tired, and he's just like perusing the snacks
As you do.
as you do.
Alright, well, I think after, I get around, I do my lap. I guess I'm just going to approach,
out.
like, the front, but I'm gonna try and get into a place where I can still see the hauler. in like my line of sight, whilst I'm going to be, shaking down the clerk.
Don't forget the snack guy. He might be a really poor, decrepit off-duty cop.
Throwback.
But like in
It's
the
a real
third
roll of the dice
K4,
there.
Yeah, the old K4. That detective happened to be there.
Mhm.
You thought out my plan. I can't believe you. Ah.
Yup. I'll never forget the day that random Joe Schmo was actually a detective in disguise.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, schwacked him pretty hard if I remember correctly.
Poor man.
So yeah.
Get schwacked, nerd.
Okay, so yeah, so you walk over and like as you walk up to like the front desk, the hauler is getting like a slushie from like this big whirring machine.
Damn, a slushie at 6 a.m.?
Hey,
bro.
slushies are good at any time, right? It's just like drinking.
This guy needs.
That actually
needs
sounds like
energy.
it actually sounds like some people I know.
Me. I kid. I don't drink slushies. I only eat ice cream.
Oh.
So you kind of like angle yourself like in like a weird way, so like your back is to like the door, but you can still see the hauler across the way getting his slushie. And do you like the gun in the pocket thing, or do you actually draw the gun?
I think I'll do gun in pocket.
All right, so you do the classic gun in the pocket, and the clerk like side eyes you, and he doesn't react.
You might want to draw it out. You might want to draw it out.
He's
Not
"Can I
quite
help you,
yet.
sir?"
And
Sir?
I'll go, yeah, you can help me.
You actually
hard
laugh
stop.
like that.
Just a hard stop. God.
Hard stop. Yeah.
Man, like, fucking holds up a convenience store, goes, "Yeah, you can help me."
You can help me, then nothing else.
Soliloquy laughs to self, thinks of time graduating, missed opportunities.
Like, yeah, you can help me. Then he looks into the camera and laughs.
He looks into the security camera.
He breaks the fourth wall.
And so, yeah, I'll go, yeah, you can help me by putting all the money in the bag, and then I draw on it.
And then he, like, puts his hands up and he's like, "Oh my god." Alright, give me a strength check, I guess, to intimidate this guy.
Strength. Oh my god. That's a
So what?
9.
9. Alright. So yeah, so you like, you can help me by putting the money in the bag, and you draw on this dude. And he's like, oh my god. And he freaks out.
That's real payday civilian.
Yeah, the cashier, he immediately drops to like his hands and knees, like a payday 2 NPC.
Family.
"I need a medic bag," says the hauler, for no reason. But yeah, so then the cashier, he puts his hands up and he's like, "Oh, all right, buddy, but like, I don't know why you're robbing a convenience store. We opened like an hour ago. There's like $6 in the cash register."
Well, how did you know? I needed $6 to pay off my incredible debt from KE. And then you swivel and turn on the other two like customers.
Callers are callers, man.
I'm like, put your hands up.
And the hauler, he like turns around with his slushie in his hand, and he like looks at you, and he seems unimpressed. I'm gonna roll a dice. I'm gonna roll a dice. See if Snack Peruser is in fact an undercover cop.
Oh no.
I rolled a 9. Well, I don't know what that means.
I'd say that means he's not.
He's not. All right, so he's not an undercover cop. So he is scared, and he also puts his hands up, and he's like, "Oh my god!" You know.
He starts robbing the convenience store too.
he takes out a Glock. And like, I'm with you, buddy.
Little did you know this was his hit originally.
Yeah, like,
He's like,
I'm robbing this place, pro. Do we double buck or
Hey,
something?
if we're gonna do this, we might as well do this together.
Yeah. You get $3, I get $3. But yeah, so the sweatpants man, he takes like his wallet and he has like 20 collars in his wallet, and then the hauler, he like very calmly puts his like slushy down on like the counter, and then he also puts his hands up because he doesn't want to drop his slushy.
You should
Alright.
knock over his slushy.
And at this point, I'll. I really could.
nah, drink his slushy.
But at this point, I think I send a subliminal to Cairo, and I'm like, Holler is occupied.
Yeah, but you need to actually fire some shots so we can get the
Oh,
tail
true.
out
I
of
need to
here.
get the other guys. Yeah. And I guess I'll look at the Holler since he's being so calm, and I'll be like, "What? You don't think I'm serious about this?" And I'll fire a warning shot like past him.
Okay, so you bang, fire a shot past him, and it slams into the slushy machine, and cyan colored
the slushy
slushy goo
machine.
begins to leak out of the hole in the machine like a
Slushy
busted
goo.
keg. K4
Tasty.
slushy goo.
K4 slushy goo. It's the quenchiest. It'll quench you.
It's the quenchiest. Okay, so then the rest of you outside hear this single gunshot go off, and then like you see like the 4 goons in like the all black and red Crescent company sedan like look at each other when the shot goes off, and then look at like the door, and then like 2 of them, like the 2 guys in the back of the car, they get out and they start to walk towards the convenience store.
Give me one more shot, Oid. I only got 2 out of the car.
All right. How does the Holler look with the warning shot?
Give me another strength check to intimidate this man.
Okay. That is an 8.
An 8. All right, I'm gonna roll a willpower for him then.
He falls prone.
He passes out from fear.
Unconscious.
You rolled a 6 plus 6 is a 12, and you rolled an 8 plus your strength is higher than 6, I think. Is it 7 or is it 6? I don't remember. But you still rolled higher, so yeah. So he actually is like, you know, a little bit visibly perturbed, and he kind of like backs up and he's like, geez, bro, no need to, you know, get uppity. I'm just trying to enjoy my morning.
I'm gonna go, no, bro, you don't know what I've been through, and I begin to wax poetic about my $6 debt from KE.
You see, there was this one time.
I missed my chance back in high school. You don't understand.
It just makes me so mad, and I pop a shot into the ceiling.
Okay, so now everybody's like, oh my god, this guy's actually insane. And like the cashier is like crying. Sweatpants man is like, oh my god. And then Holler like twitches when you shoot in the ceiling, and he's like trying to talk you down. He's like, oh, come on, man, it's only $6. It's not that big a deal. You know, it's not worth it, I guess.
You don't know the KE, man.
They took my kneecaps.
If I don't give this to them, they'll take my other testicle. It's actually a pretty good one.
Alright, so you pop up another shot, and then like the 2 dudes who were already like walking into the convenience store, they start to like run, you know, like jog, and they draw One of them draws like a Mac 10, one-handed SMG, micro SMG, and the other guy pulls out a pistol, and they start running towards the convenience store, and then the second shot goes off. The like passenger in the sedan, he gets out of the car, and he starts to walk towards the box truck.
All right, so now's my opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Well, so far they have a driver, so we can deal with the driver if need be.
Yeah, exactly. So now's my opportunity. I'm gonna make my break for the box truck after the second gunshot. Like I'm gonna like duck down and like start running towards the
Oh, like
truck.
sneakily.
No, like I'm a scared civilian.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you start to run towards the box truck, and then so does this Crescent member. So you two are neck and neck.
Okay. Is there anything I can do to change that?
It's up to you. Do you want to like schwack him or just like like bump into him? You could punch him, I guess. Body him, like shoulder check him, and be like, "This
I'm
is
gonna
my stolen car."
I'm gonna start running faster and then like slam into him.
Okay, so you just and then go to shoulder check him. Okay, are you trying to do damage or just like knock him over?
I'm trying to knock him prone while staying on my feet.
Okay, so give me a 1d10 to add your strength, and this guy's gonna roll his 1d10 and add his endurance. He rolled an 11 in total. Not very good.
That's an 8 for me. And then my
Your strength
strength.
is 8. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you just and then like I think it's funny if you both are running like parallel to each other, like on opposite sides of the box truck. So so you both look over and you see each other, and then he's like, "Huh?" Like confused, and then you just and like dive and just, like elbow him in the face. And he,
Watch where you're going, man! I'm trying to get the fuck out of here.
Watch where you're going, man. And you just like clothesline this guy, and he gets full bodied, knocked on his rear end, and you just like he like drops his gun, and you just and like the driver like leans his head out the window of the box truck as you run up, and he's like, "Oh, what the heck's going on?"
I'm gonna climb into the passenger seat, pull out the revolver, and open my jacket.
Okay, so you just like open the door, hop in, and he's like, "Oh my god, what's going on, bro?" And you draw the gun, and he's like,
calm.
and then you put zip down the jacket, and he's like, "Whoa, what's?"
Keep calm. Start driving.
Yeah, sure thing, buddy, whatever. And he, puts the car in drive, the truck in drive, and he begins to drive off, dragging a broken gas pump hose behind the box truck.
It's funny because like someone did that before. It stays in there. Like
It does.
that thing is resilient. I don't know how it just keeps staying in there.
That's why it has like the trigger
Alright.
on it. You gotta like clamp it so it comes out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it
that's
cuts
right,
off the fuel
clamp.
line, yeah. I'm gonna tell him, alright, after we get on to a side road, pull over.
Okay, so he starts driving. We
Yes,
hard
well, he
cut-
starts driving,
get
by
back
the way.
to Mr. Oid in the convenience store. Also, I guess I'm gonna roll for the driver in the sedan still. See if he notices all this happen. Okay, hold a 5. That's a bad number. Give me a better number. 4. Okay, he doesn't see the person he's trying. So he's paid to protect his box truck, and he fails to notice it drive off.
Jesus.
I guess because he's like getting out of the car and like he's also running towards the convenience store, so he just barely misses it out of his like periphery. As the box truck like slowly rolls out of the gas station.
That means, Nox, you're good to follow us.
So that guy you knocked prone, right? When I see that happen, what does he do?
Well, he's on his back. He's like, "Oh, what the heck?" And then he sees Cairo or mystery civilian run around the truck and then get in the passenger seat, and the prone guy like stands up, and then he immediately takes out his cell phone to try to like
So
call somebody.
as he was standing up, because I wanted to see if I could do this, I'm gonna like drive past him with my window down and just my katana out the window.
Okay, this guy's gonna make a dodge check at I guess double disadvantage because it's a surprise attack, and also you're using a moving car. Wow. Okay, he rolled a 10, an 8, and a 7. Hilarious.
Jesus, this
So-
man knows what he's doing.
Yeah. So
Drop his phone though.
Get paid
Does he
well.
drop his phone?
All right, I will roll an endurance if he drops his phone. He rolled a 7. He doesn't, but he doesn't have enough time to call somebody because he has to like drop prone a second time to avoid this like katana. And he's like, "Ugh!" and he like collapses to the ground again, and he like looks as the crime car speeds down. He's like, wait a minute. Do I recognize that stolen car? No.
I saw it crimson across.
Ours? And yeah, so this guy's prone again, and he hasn't quite called anybody.
Do
so you
I
can, like, back up
have?
again? He's like,
I do a U-turn, just straight gun it for the man.
God,
A U-turn? But wait, that's illegal.
it's illegal.
Oh wait, even better.
Perform an illegal U-turn.
I back up with the trunk open.
Oh,
I'm gonna-
Ankh is in there?
You just pop the trunk.
I'm like, Ankh, you need to maul this man.
I can
Okay.
have him just shoot the guy.
We'd rather not like have
Okay,
a
fair
louder
enough.
noise outside.
Fair enough.
Like if anything, I'd rather have Ankh like go for the neck, and if it doesn't insta kill, we're gonna drag the man into the trunk.
Okay, so you like try to cut this guy's head off with the sword and you miss. So you just like slam on the brakes, you pop the trunk, and then like Ankh like jumps out of the trunk, full dog show style leap, and then and the guy's like prone and he's tapping away on his phone, and he like as he like gets the phone to like start ringing, he looks and he sees this metal dog charging towards him, and he's like ah. And then Ankh just barrels into him.
Do you want me to roll a strength check for Ankh?
Give me bare hands damage, and I'm gonna have this guy roll at disadvantage again.
What is his bare hands? I don't think I have.
a
Bite
good
attack,
question.
actually. His bite attack.
Huh?
Are you gonna bite him or are you gonna claw him? Because it's different.
I think he's gonna go for the neck. I think he's gonna claw
He's gonna claw him. Okay, that's bare hands damage.
because it does
Bare hands.
1.5 times their bare hands damage per
Yeah.
attack.
What's his strength stat?
7.
Then he does 1d8 times 10 times
Oh.
1.5 rather.
1d8.
Yeah,
Look at my baby boy
Jesus.
go.
big boy damage. Times 1.5.
So it's 1d8 times 10 plus times the 1.5. Okay.
Yeah.
That is a 7.
A 7 times
70
1.5 is
10.
105 damage.
Jeez.
So Ankh just and then like jumps towards him and just like whoosh, and he like tears out like from left to right his whole throat, like down like his like esophagus is gone.
Just playing with excessively alive yarn.
Yeah. And so like the phone picks up and he's like, Jack, are you there? And he's
Crush the
Can I
phone.
have-
Crush the phone.
Can I have
Step on the
Ankh?
phone.
Can I have Ankh like press the hang up button?
Okay, so you just use one tap and just boop. As the guy is bleeding out, his head would be hanging off by like a thread. Like you can see his spine. Like he's just raked his throat out. So he's very
And then-
dead.
And then after that, Ankh just like trots over to the trunk again, pops his head through the back, and now covered in blood.
Yeah, his like hand is covered in blood.
I definitely give Ankh like a good pat on the head, and I drive off
Okay.
like nothing happened.
See who says robo companions don't have utility.
Yeah. So now we go back in time a few seconds as the first two goons barge through the convenience store sliding glass door, side by 7-Eleven.
Ah, it's rewind time.
It's rewind time. And they see Oid, disguised Edgelord Oid, waxing poetic about his minute death and the agony he's gone through. Yeah, the agony he's gone through. Being unable to pay the $6 debt to his terrified patrons and clerk.
You should take the hauler as a hostage.
Well,
As they burst in, like, take him and put the gun to his head.
Well,
Back off, man! I need these $6.
They'll never take my kneecaps alive.
They won't take my
know.
kneecap.
if I know that you guys have already gotten away with the truck, I'm not gonna stick around any longer than I have to.
As I get into the
Well-
truck, I'll like subvocal you, like, all right, I'm in. We're good to go.
Actually, if it's just the two goons, then we wouldn't be in the truck yet. It'd have to be.
And when the third guy arrives, that's
And
when the truck happens.
Yeah.
The first two goons rush
So
in, but the truck
So
is
right now I'm running.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
All right. Well, in that case, yeah, sure. I'll sort of step up or step forward, and I'm trying to grab the hauler, be like, finally got the money to pay my debt, and already here, are you? You just can't let me go.
And these two Crimson Crescent goons in, like, suits, they barge in and like, you're here so soon, you can't let me go, and they're like, what is going? So put the man down.
Can't do that, man. Can't do that. They'll take my kneecaps. Not my kneecaps.
Do that. Gotta get out of here. Hey, you can't stop me.
You can't stop me. This dude, you can't stop. God, what a secret. It's gonna be like citywide news later.
Sweating
testimony.
profusely, wild-eyed.
You can't stop me. They're like, just let go of the alcohol delivery company employee.
I know how this works. I let him go. You shoot my kneecaps.
You two devious boys trying to get my kneecaps just like that. Well, I'm not so gullible anymore.
Anymore?
Anymore.
That means you got your kneecaps
Implying
cut off?
that this has happened before.
Yeah. They've taken his kneecap before.
I ain't gonna go out like no chump.
God. I don't know. What would these guys even do in this situation? I don't know.
Just stare on in disbelief.
You're just like keeping their guns trained on you. And you're like, sir, please. Does it have to end like
You don't have
this?
to do this. You can just ask us for $6.
We're not here to take your kneecaps, sir. Calm down.
I don't believe you. Prove it.
Prove it.
Honestly, yeah, I think I am gonna go with that and be like,
Prove it. Show me you aren't, some of those KD bastards with my kneecaps.
And I'm like, how do we do that?
Oh. Well, I can't breathe.
I'm imagining like would probably be like, prove me you aren't K. Show me your kneecaps. God.
Oh man. Show me your kneecaps.
Show me your kneecaps. You're like, what? Huh?
Come on, pull them out. Show me your kneecaps.
Come on, pussy boy. Do it. Do it, boy.
Unless you are K.
Like, why would we show you our kneecaps? That's not what a KE employee would say.
That's exactly what a K employee would say.
And then at this point, the third guy would rush in to the convenience store, and as his two buddies are like rolling up their pants to show off their kneecaps, and the third guy has like his pistol, and he's like, "What is going on?" That's when he gets the subvocal message. I'm in the truck. We're good. God.
Turned NPC mode.
Lamau.
So what did Oi do to get out of this situation?
I think honestly, what I do is I'm gonna be like, all right, well, I finally got my stuff, you know? Maybe you showed me your kneecaps now, I can finally live in peace. And I, you know, begin backing towards the counter. Actually, would I know where the back door is, since that's where our bonus is?
Well, you scoped out the place.
Yeah, you guys had time
So.
to scope it out, so it's like down like a little bit of like a hallway near the clerk.
All right. Well, then I'm going to begin moving towards the back door.
Are you
I'm
keeping
gonna-
the guy with you?
Yeah, I keep the guy with me, and I'm like, now that we're all kneecappers crime together, perhaps I can let this man go. You know, show me your hands.
Show me your hand.
I'll leave you in peace.
I need to see your metacarpals.
And the three of them now, two of whom have their pants rolled up, they like all have their guns trained on you, and they're like, "What? Our hands are right here, holding our weapons."
No, your other hand, like the palm specifically, like it's a thing.
Oh,
It's a thing.
the thing. They're
It's a
like,
thing.
sure, and they like show you their palms.
All right,
I'm
and I think at
curious
this
to see how
point,
you're gonna get out of this one.
I think I just toss myself over the counter and I break for the back door.
Okay, so you just like run down the hallway, like, all right, and like I was gonna like shove the hauler guy forwards a little bit so that the guys are like,
Oh, they
we're
don't
gonna-"
like shoot him.
Yeah, so they like have to like
Yeah.
stop and catch their friend. And the third guy's like, what stop, I guess. And like he like tries to like shoot at you, but you're already like at the door and like gone. And then Bonus is there, like right the back alleyway, right back there. And he has like a deagle pointed like he's like in the driver's seat, and he's aiming the deagle over the passengers, like through the passenger side window at the door. So when you open it, and he's like, "Oh, all right, get in." And
It's just you.
I'll assume that Oid will get in the hover car, and then Bonus's jailbroken hover vehicle will zip off.
We boogie.
Yeah.
Oogie, oogie, oogie.
So then the hover car will catch up to the truck pretty quick, seeing it's a hover car. So pretty smooth criminal, I think.
Yeah.
Not quite flawless, but almost. And then so you guys are driving down the highway with this box truck, and the driver is like terrified. And he's like, his hands are like white knuckle 10 and 2 gripping the steering wheel, staring straight ahead. So yeah, what do you guys?
So we're on the highway, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, all right, pull over here.
And he pulls onto like the shoulder.
All right. I'm gonna subvocal to my friends. Can I look through the rear view and see how far behind Knox is in the crime car?
I mean,
Right behind you.
sure.
Bumper
Literally
to
right behind,
bumper.
but yeah, like she's
Okay.
tailgating you right now.
Okay, good. I'm gonna subvocal to Knox and be like, all right, cover the driver. I'm gonna get out, disconnect the fuel line, and
Wait. What was needed for the driver to keep it on again? I forget.
He needs to be in the
we
vehicle.
don't need him anymore. He, like, as long as the vehicle's on and the door's open, we're good.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna be like, all right, keep the vehicle running, get out.
Okay. And he's like, oh, yeah, okay, sure. And he gets out of the car.
That's right when I take him from behind.
Yes, exactly.
He gets out into another person's grab. Grab? Hold?
Grasp.
Grasp. That's the one, yeah.
All right. So you walk over and you firmly grasp the driver.
And we grasp it.
Firmly grasp it. All right. From there, can I jack into the truck?
I mean, this isn't well. I mean, you know, there's a tracking device somewhere on it. So
Yeah.
you need like EM vision to see that because it doesn't have like a built-in network. So you can't.
Doesn't my mask have EM or?
Shit. I mean, let me have a look. See.
Should.
One of us should have EM at least.
Yeah, I think Knox might be the one to have EM, or did you change it out for something else?
No, I think I bought a mask.
Let's see, Cairo.
Because I thought there was one point where I told you, like, yeah, I want to replace one of my eye upgrades in my mask with EM.
You have upgraded text translator, targeting suite, EM shielding, dermal reflector injectors, upgraded respirator, general HUD, and light level correction on your mask. And then you have the color changing and night vision for your eyes.
Okay. Can I have, like, can I tell Nox what to look out for?
Yeah.
And then tell her to, like, point out to me where the tracker is?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
You want me to roll for anything or not?
Yeah, give me a perception.
Moment. 8, my friend.
An 8. Okay. Yeah, so you start to scan the truck with your EM vision, and you notice that there is a tracking device that has been attached to like the steering column. So you can like you can probably get at it if you like got in the driver's seat and like took like the plastic cover off and stuck your hand down in there.
Sure. I'll tell him that.
Alright, and I will do that thusly.
Alright. Nothing required. You know enough about mechanics to just take the cover off and then reach down in there, you feel it, you grab it, you take it out, and then you crush it in your metal hand.
What? I think Nox is gonna look over and be like, "Does crushing mechanics do something for you?"
Huh? No, just tracking chips.
First moans with satisfaction, asterisk.
Cackles and personal satisfaction.
Okay.
Yeah, bro.
But yeah, no, now that that's done and out of the way, I'll turn to Nox and be like, alright, well, truck's ours. You can 86 the guy.
Immediately just snaps his head. His neck, I meant.
Don't give him a chance to bargain.
Like, whoa. Snap his neck. Dead. Deceased.
Probably just leave him by the side of the road.
Alright, and then you guys hop back in your vehicles, I assume, take out the snapped off gas hose.
Yes.
And then you drive to the
Wrap him in the gas hose, honestly.
Wrap him in the gas hose.
Put the gas hose around
smell
him.
like gasoline when they do the funeral for him eventually.
I mean, if we have a match, those fumes are still pretty bad.
They are.
Sure.
So do we want to just burn them?
Yep, that's exactly what I'm doing right now.
Okie
Are you
dokie.
guys gonna ignite the trail of diesel you left along the highway?
Hey,
8-mile
look,
long
alright.
trail of little trail of fire, all the way back to the gas station, and it blows up the gas station. I don't think it would even go that far.
I'm pretty sure it's not like that strong.
Yeah,
Where
it's not that continuous of a trail to follow all the way back. But yeah, so yeah, you guys drive to the address that Captain provided.
Nice.
And he's like, it's like an underground parking garage near the Condemned, and he gets out. Right, you know, Captain's there. You guys see the car that Captain drives, and he drives a pickup truck. Cause he's a man.
Fair enough.
A sci-fi pickup truck. And he's there, and he's like, glad to see that everything went smoothly. You didn't get like harassed or anything.
No, not really. It was pretty straightforward once we get. It was pretty straightforward once we stuck up the gas station.
And didn't stand a chance.
Didn't stand a chance.
You're like, well, that's good to hear. In that case, and he like walks over to like the back of the box truck that has like this super advanced locking mechanism on it, and he takes out like a box, like a metal box, and he presses it to the lock, and like you hear like a bunch of beeping and screeching, and then a second later he takes the box off and the door swings open, and he opens the back doors, and sure enough, it is floor to roof crates of alcohol, like every kind, from like champagne and wine to beer, bottles of whiskey, vodka, absinthe, tequila. Name
Pyro was in
here.
awe.
Yeah, it's a lot. And he's like, all right, well, now the taste testing begins. And he like takes out like one of like the crates, puts it on the ground, takes one of the bottles out, uses like his new bionic arm to just like screw like you know like twist.
Does he have a shot feature in his wrist?
No, he has a wine opener in his finger.
Oh, that's sick.
And then he like chugs this like bottle of wine straight from the bottle. He's like, interesting.
Earthy.
Yeah, it's earthy. Yeah, I'm getting some real fruity flavors in here. I think it's 87. Good year. And then you know, he does invite all of you guys if you want to help him taste test the alcohol.
Yeah, sure. Kyra will do it.
All right. So you guys.
Honestly, I think I also participate, but instead of doing like a wine tester like summary, I just like list off
the chemicals,
all the ingredients.
Yeah, it's like this. Has
like this
8%.
contains X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
This contains acetaminophen.
Yeah, this contains 8% rubbing alcohol. 8%. Yeah, you just list off like the exact chemical composition.
20%.
Yeah, and the captain's like, well, I wouldn't quite say that's entirely useful, but I don't know. I'll take it, I guess. It'll tell us if they've poisoned any of them, or if they're cheap. And they put like window cleaner in them or something.
Honestly, I think it'd be pretty funny if I like taste tested like one of the wines and it actually turns out it's like made of peach juice or something, not even real grapes.
I mean, I don't think most of it is even made out of real grapes. I think most of it is just like flavored, like ethanol, like it isn't even wine.
Well,
it's like
that is a good measure for most liqueurs.
Yeah.
Like most vodkas are just straight ethanol.
Yeah.
Like Everclear,
Mm-hmm.
complete ethanol.
And there's like water.
By my calculations, this wine is approximately 99% alcohol by volume.
This alcohol is approximately. If you were to drink this, it would literally kill you.
A good way to liquefy the liver.
Yeah, a good way to go blind. And then yeah, you guys spend like a good chunk of the night just partying and drinking. And I don't think Bonus participates. I think Bonus is not that heavy a drinker.
Wow.
Not
Wow.
surprised.
Yeah. Plus, he can't drink with his mask on, and he wants to keep his mask on. So, but yeah, the rest of you can have a whale of a time.
Yep.
Honestly, if Bonus can't drink, then I will do him the favor of drinking for him. And I'll disguise myself as a Bonus with the mask on, and I'll just
The better.
the
Wait.
bottle through
Does
the
he have?
image of the mask.
God.
Yeah. Does he have the ink on his mask?
Does Bonus? Yes.
Did he have it from the start?
No. So Oid has seen what his mask looks like without the.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so he can replicate his mask, minus the
That's
weird
crazy.
effect. And then he just like shoved the bottle like through the mask illusion, just into your actual body. God, Bonus is uncomfortable, but he doesn't say anything about it.
You'll live vicariously through Oid, Bonus. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Living like Larry.
And then afterwards, the captain was like, "All right, folks. Well, I think I've taste tested a little bit of everything, and I think I know what I'm going to be ordering soon. So I'll take the rest of this down to the condemned, and I'll store it or sell it or dump it down the drain. And by dump the drain, I mean feed it to Crumble. That man is a sphere of annihilation, but for alcohol. I swear. Yeah, like so. Here's your payment, and he provides to you the 7,500 smackaroos that you were all
Tasty.
promised. And then he says,
Very
that
nice,
the
very
captain says that he will contact you when he gets the next mission in a few days.
All right.
So, now we go to the everybody's favorite part of the K4 campaign, buying things.
Has it been enough for stocks?
I don't think so. It will be, but by the time you guys get the next job, it will be.
Okay.
Claro has 99,000 callers.
I have 99,000.
Yeah,
You're almost there, my friend.
I've been there before.
yeah.
You're almost there again, my friend.
Almost there again, my friend. And then bonus is gonna have 15k, 115k. So that's pretty cool. And then I keep scrolling down in my long list. Mr. Oid, he breaches 200k.
Hey.
Jesus.
He has 200,
After that huge spending?
203,000 callers. Yeah, even after that big spending spree. Oid is a wealthy
How
lad.
does he do it?
Stocks.
Feels good to be back, you know.
Oh.
I'd like to thank me, myself, and I.
And then Knox has 128,000. Alrighty. So, in the days that will pass, do you guys want to buy anything, do anything, talk to anyone, do anything? in particular?
I do know for a fact that I want to get an upgrade for my mask.
Okay, and that upgrade
That is the anti, like the anti like psychic.
Injector ink?
is of a
Oh,
psychic
never mind.
shield.
No, because I already the psychic shielding. That one for my mask, because I know that's a free. That doesn't use up a slot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a free slot.
Free
Slot.
slot. Free slot. Why are you so afraid of psychics, Cairo? You're not. Flames doesn't even live in Rhinestone anymore. He's definitely not gonna stalk you.
Doesn't matter.
He's definitely not gonna stalk you. I promise.
I don't think that matters. Any more psychics that I come across, I just want to floor them.
Let's see. Psychic
Yes.
shielding.
You can't hurt me. I have an aura of friendliness. Yeah, say that to this buckshot.
So that's the psychic shielding is 7,500.
That's
It's a thin
fine.
layer of electrical wiring implanted, in this case, in your mask, that interrupts foreign electromagnetic fields and prevents psychic intrusion or manipulation. And if you were to put this helmet on a psychic person, it would keep them from using their powers.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then you give them a targeting suite so they can just shoot you instead.
Yeah, and you put them in a mask with like a bunch of other upgrades they can use to kill you anyway. So that's 7.5K. So you just lost your paycheck for this mission, essentially.
Yeah, it's fine.
Really
Gotta
great,
spend to
good.
make. Spending money to make money. Win-win. It's a small price to pay for some peace of mind. Literally.
True. This is alright. Cool. So you get that put in. Anybody else?
I don't think I want anything else. Yeah, I think I'm good right now. I think in the days to come, I think I'd be like, I don't know, probably going back to those female contacts that I met in the
In the spa.
spa. Yeah, I think I'd be
What, are
doing
you
some
becoming
stuff for
a
them.
wine mom or something?
Oh my! Oh no! Actually, you wanna know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna simply have them experience a night away from their husbands once again, slowly corrupting them. I mean, becoming friends with them, of course. Nothing else at all.
Nothing
No,
devious.
no
Nothing devious
alternative
here.
motives. I promise. It is only a girls' night out, and maybe one of the girls goes to the gym. That is all.
I mean, I don't think you even need to go to the gym because you're not human. You're just naturally muscular.
I gotta go to the Kodian gym.
That's true. They do have separate gyms for them.
Mhm.
You lift like tungsten rods instead of normal weights.
Yeah, I think I'd do that and probably make some passive money actually answering people's security business calls.
Okay.
Yes, I have a complaint about your security business.
You didn't answer my call? I was clearly doing something else.
I was robbing a convenience store, sir. Please.
Please. I was guarding a nondescript convenience store. Please, sir.
But yeah, I'll say that you make 9,000 collars over the course of the week.
Sick.
I think Kyra's gonna try and book another show
Gonna book another show.
over the course of that week.
Okay. 137. Sure. Any particular venue?
Any venues that I've gone to before that'll take me?
I mean, there's the Rivers
That is true.
or the Condemned. I guess you can perform there.
Is there anyone doing a show in Ryanstown that would be willing to do a collab like I did with Outcast?
No, like huge names. No.
Like local names, though.
I mean, there's always like little bands doing shows at like bars and campuses and stuff like that.
No, I'll probably do Rivers.
Okay, give me a charisma check to see if they'll
Alright.
agree to book you for a show.
Ooh, baby. It's a natty.
And so yeah, so they just so happens that their last person that they had booked canceled because he had a traumatic experience in a sci-fi 7-Eleven the other day, and can't come to perform. He seems to be going to therapy. So there was some kind of kneecaps, I think he said. Anyway,
All he was saying was kneecaps. I couldn't really understand him.
yeah. So yeah, they let you perform, and then you can gimme. Let's see, what's your fame? The three or
Rock
4?
star.
Your fame with number, rank.
Fame 4.
Fame 4. All right, that's pretty high as far as fame goes. It doesn't seem like it, but it is.
Yeah,
Fame is hard to level.
Fame is hard to level.
it's hard to spec.
Yeah, let's see. Let me go to the rule book. Let me check out my own rules for
Fame.
Here we go. Okay, so fame. So you could. Okay, I will say, give me a fame check.
That is a 1D.
1d10.
Okay. It's an 8.
An 8. Okay, so you do some marketing, some PR before this show, and some of your fans show up to the rivers as you're doing this DJing show at the club. Now you can give me. Actually, you have fame abilities that could be used here.
I do.
You can use party, and like actually just like start a performance.
You're the opening act, but you just get the crowd riled up.
Yes, you begin a performance at an ongoing event, which is the club, and turns it into a concert for you instead. Great for gathering supporters and drawing a crowd of allied fans to an event held by one's enemies, either as a distraction or a way to sort of fight. Guaranteed to PO the venue and the person holding the original event.
Well, they were fine with me doing this, right? Like I talked to the manager and he was fine with it and everything. So yeah, I'll use party.
Okay, so yeah, so that fame check counts as this one. So you gather 40 people of your dedicated fans, plus people in the club show up.
Okay.
Which is pretty good. 40 is a lot of people. That's a mob of people. And give me a charisma. See how well your performance is.
That is a 9.
A 9.
Ooh,
so you do a pretty good show. Not enough to push you to the next fame level yet.
Oh.
But you're getting there. You're approaching it. People are recognizing you. Like your show pops up on like the club's social media account, stuff like that. And the Rivers is like a pretty popular club. So you're starting to get out there a bit more.
Nice.
And yeah, so another couple of shows like that, and you'll be a rank 5 instead of a rank 4.
That's what I'm talking about.
And that gives you a bunch more. That gives you 1 or 2 more powers for rank 5. Rank 5 gives you 2. You get Aura of Glory and Targeted Marketing.
Oh, nice.
Those are both pretty good. So yeah, so you do that over the course of the week. Set up the thing. Do you want? Actually, I'll offer this alternative. You can either make more money, or you can like work towards your fame more.
What would my opportunities be in terms of money?
I would say that you would make like 10K.
Okay. And if I work towards my fame, would that push me over the limit?
Not quite, but it would. You'd only make like 5K to do the job like cheaper in order to put more money towards the advertising of the show.
Okay.
But it would like
Acid.
reduce the.
You need less concerts to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know what? I'll take the 5K and do a little more
fame.
A little more fame boost.
Alrighty. I guess what I could do is to track someone's progress. I could do like, oh, you're rank 4 point something, right?
Or
Mm.
I was gonna say you could do shows until next rank.
I mean, yeah, I could do that too, but like just for
That'd be like Rockstar
that's for specifically, just like for
specific.
everyone entirely. I could do like a 4 and then point in like a
Ah.
decimal and say like, oh
And then
yeah,
the more actions you do
the
using
more
fame.
it goes up, and then like once it once you hit 4.9 and you do that another one to get to 5, then you level up to the next fame.
Yeah, I think that's way it's easier tracker instead
Yeah.
of you're like, you have like 5 things
Yeah.
to do left.
So I'll say that you're at a 4.5 now because
Okay.
you would have had to have done like 3 or 4 shows, but because you took the less money in exchange for it, you get a bit more progress.
Okay.
And then Nux, you're at a fame of 1. As your mercenary, or are you what class are you for fame? I forget.
I think I might have been the same as most, but I think you might have added a different one.
Well, I have as mercenary. I don't know if I think I've made the abilities for that one yet, but that's an option. And then there is Man of Mystery as well.
Yeah, I think I'll do mercenary. That way, we're not like doubling up.
I don't think I have any abilities made for mercenary. I could be wrong, but I don't think I do. Activist, salesman, Robin Hood, sellsword is what I'm thinking about. And no, I haven't come with the ability for that one yet. Okay, so I can do that between sessions. I can work on that, brainstorm with people. But I will say that you are rank 1.3 at this point, because you've done some stuff to work yourself up there. Oid,
I'm assuming mercenary.
Oid's fame, because you've got like 80 identities and they've all got different fame stats. So
True.
I'm just not even gonna
well,
bother.
I was gonna say, if we're going with Oid with fame, you could do it under his guise of Something Wong, because he is working as a drug dealer.
Yeah, that's like
That's the one he
As
uses the most.
Something Wong.
Yeah, that's like
Huh?
the most public identity
Right.
or something wrong.
Yeah.
So he'd be a salesman.
Because that's
I guess?
also. Yeah. Well, yeah.
He does mainly only sell. Actually,
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever been in combat.
No, he's
That's
used
up
drugs
to-
in combat.
that's up to Xavier, which
No,
which
use
fame
drugs,
class.
but I don't think he's ever been something Wong in.
In combat, no.
Yeah. So like, as far as everyone knows of something Wong, he carries a gun, but he's never fired it.
Yeah.
Never fired. Always a successful deal.
Yeah, it's up to Oid which fame class he wants something Wong to use.
I'll peruse the options, but salesman is probably what I'm gonna pick anyways.
Okay. So if
Kill
you're
him with
a
charisma.
salesman, how cool? How high level do we think something Wong is? I'm thinking level 3.
Well,
Yeah, level
Yeah.
3, yeah.
I could see that. He did
He's done
like
some
sell a
stuff.
bunch of truckloads. So
Yeah. So I'll say level 3.2 because he hasn't done anything. And then do keep in mind that like if you neglect your fame for too long, it will go down. So that is also a thing. And also when you get too famous, bad things start happening.
yeah, so it could be good to neglect it at times.
Yeah, like bonus, like the whole clone thing. That's a consequence of him being famous. It's a roundabout interpretation of those rules, essentially.
Okay.
So you could have some really bad things happen if you are too famous.
Yes. Also, mercenary doesn't have to. It's not like strict to say, oh, you're a mercenary to kill people only, right? Like the whole
mercenary
security
can be
business
anything.
thing.
Yeah, like Man of Mystery is more like you're an assassin spy. Mercenary is like you just are. Well, sellsword is just like you're a
You
gun
offer
buyer,
business.
Your muscle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So if he's level 3 salesman, then he gets 2 new abilities. He gets buy in bulk, and he gets know your audience. Buy in bulk. Your connections enable the user to obtain lower prices for buying large quantities of an identical item or service, like drugs. They purchase in quantities of 25 plus at once, or about for half the original total price, which is pretty good. And then know your audience. You can look at the people in a crowd and get a general sense of their desires, learn their general likes and dislikes, and get a sense for their allegiances. So that's also pretty useful.
Okay. Yeah.
Some more charisma-based stuff for the party.
You look like the kind of man that could use some H.
You feel like the kind of man who could do with some synth coke, am I right? Or am I right? Who considered some synth coke, am I right? Hey.
Just talking to Xanthorpe.
The kind of man who could do with some synth coke, am I right? And he's like,
Goes
boy,
just to practice.
You've seen me do synth coke before.
So I was right.
So like, what you're telling me is, I was right.
So when I'm right, I'm right.
Yeah. Cool. So Oi gets his fame stat of Something Wong. Something Wong, but specifically he's a drug dealer. So your abilities will only pertain, like, specifically geared towards drug dealing.
Unis is still scarred by his previous experience.
Yeah, I guess I could probably also add like another different fame classes like craftsman. So if you wanted to gear more into making the drugs instead of selling the drugs, you could do that too. But I wouldn't have abilities for them yet either, so I'd have to.
The bean is just a menace.
The bean is a man of mystery. We all know that. So yeah, all right, cool. Any other purchases? Any other activities you want to do?
I think the only other thing that Kyra's gonna work on is the fan the hammer ability.
Okay, and I should note that because you're the rework to that kind of the whole stuff.
Well, he's just doing that out of muscle memory.
Yeah. So you have like memory implants now that give you that stuff. So you can basically how it works is like you don't need to like train it. You permanently have it now.
Oh, okay.
Like it's just a thing you can do. And so instead you can now keep the skill wire for hacking in your brain. To give us an advantage on hacking checks, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
So yeah, you're just permanently a gunslinger now.
Nice.
And honestly, I might have bonus retroactively use the memory service, buy the training, because we said that he's like a super cool assassin mercenary, but he doesn't have any actual skills besides shoot gun, So I might give him some stuff between now and then. You guys could do the same thing if you want as well. If you want to make your characters more than just what your inventory looks like. Or your fame looks like.
What was this rework? I don't remember.
So the rework on the rule book, there is a new mod. Well, there's always new mods, but there's a specific
Like a new service type mod?
Yes, and it's because there's a mega corporation called Identica Memory Services, and they are memory manipulators. And one of the things they can do is implant knowledge, trained knowledge. So if you go there, you can pay a ton of money. And they can make you an expert in anything. So they offer different services. It's under the memory and instincts augmentations. They can suppress your memory if you have like a trauma you want to hide, or if you go insane and you want to like suppress the insanity, you can do that. Programmed proficiency is what Cairo has, and that is you undergo a memory alteration procedure which instills proficiency in one weapon type of the user's choosing, or unarmed combat as another alternative. So that gives you access to special abilities. Then you can also do it multiple times for different weapon types. And there's also like the incognito program proficiency, which is gene therapy, which instills proficiency in one weapon type of your choosing, same thing as before. But it rather than it instilling it into your memory, it instills it into your genetics. So like, if you get like your head bonked or you get like drugged, you cannot forget an incognito proficiency. They can tase you, they can cut your brain apart, they can do whatever they want, but no memory erasure surgery or brain damage, or even psionics can remove that proficiency from you.
Oh, that's like the thing that I usually do for bionics. You get the gene therapy shit. So more expensive.
Really good.
Yeah, so more expensive, but at least you won't lose anything.
Yeah, it's more expensive, but it, like, somebody can't drug you and make you forget that you know how to do a cool thing. And it also would keep, so like there are like memory scanning devices and stuff that people can use to like infiltrate your memory. So if there's a piece of information that you don't want people to be able to access, like say you know the nuclear codes, right? And you don't want people to know that you know them, or to be able to like dig into your brain in VR and find that information, you can use the incognito version that's like details it into your DNA, so that if somebody were to scan your memory, they wouldn't be able to find nuclear codes because it's not in your brain, it's in your DNA. It's very weird, but it's cool and it opens up a lot of possibilities. So I've been slowly adding more stuff to this list, and I will continue to add more as time goes on. But I haven't been working on K4 a lot recently.
Understandable,
But
understandable.
yeah, so I'm gonna keep working on that. So you guys can do that if you wanted to basically purchase trained proficiencies and stuff. The same goes. I'm probably gonna also add a different option for like non-weapon proficiencies. So if you want to be proficient in driving, or if you want to be trained in swimming, or using different vehicles, or trained in like using mechanics, or like say you want like to go to this place and you're like, I want to become an expert in like, I don't know, biology or history, then they can give that, they can give you that information for a price, of course. So like if say like in Kyle's example, you're a mechanic. Say you want to go to this place and you want them to give you a memory implant that makes you an expert in mechanics. That would give you an advantage to mechanics-based intelligence checks, which is very powerful. They can do that for you for a lot of money.
Huh.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. But then also, so the rework is that skill wires that require like the wiring upgrade beforehand, and then they're like complicated. Those can only give theoretical knowledge. So kind of what the like, oh, want to become an expert in mechanics? You can do that with a skill wire, or you can have it permanently installed with memory services. But a skill wire can't give you new abilities, so it can't do weapon proficiencies and stuff like that. Only memory stuff can do that. And I made it that way partially because I wanted to do the memory stuff and start working on the lore for like the Persona chips and like the kind of wacky Mindscape, like high tech VR, you know, brain memory alteration gimmick, because that's going to come up in this arc actually a little bit later.
Okay.
So I've been preparing for a long time for this arc, and also because that way somebody can still have the proficiency in a weapon, but also still have the skill wire. So it just makes it so you don't have to pick and choose so often, and makes the system a little bit more streamlined. So that's the rework. You guys can look into that if you wanted to think about that. But yeah. Any other questions, purchases, encounters you want to have?
No, but I think I'm gonna try to remember what the hell those two women were associated with.
I think their husbands were like corporate people, right? And they were like
Yes.
I believe
people.
so.
I think they were stock people. If I remember correctly. It's been a long time since that mission, but
Yes. I do remember we struck up a conversation about stocks.
yes. I definitely remember that. But yeah, I mean, also that like they could be like your first clients for like your security things. Remember that's what it's like, oh, here's my card for my security company, to like shield to them, so they can, you know, you'll like do work for them, and they'll like spread the word a little bit, so that next time, you can level up your fame as a sellsword and get your first ability for that when I figure out what it is.
Yeah, that's what I plan to do. Might turn them into contacts if they're noteworthy enough, but definitely gonna have them as like a foundation for the business.
Cool. I mean, if you want to have like make it an actual full on business and, you know, hire employees and stuff, we can do that as well. I mean,
I
you
need
don't, unless
money.
you're well enough. Yeah, you don't think you're well enough known for that kind of size yet, but eventually we do that. Or if you wanted to turn that business into a source of like proper missions, like the whole group gets involved in, we can do that too. I can work on stuff for that as well if you wanted. So let me know about that. How in depth you wanna go with it. because of course, if you make it full blown missions, there'll be more money in it in exchange
Yeah.
for taking up time. So yeah, so in that case, since nobody else seems to have anything I want to do right now, of course, between sessions you can let me know, and we can fix things there. But 3 days before your next rent is due, the next month turns over, the captain sends you all a message and says, "It is time. Come to the Condemned for the next phase of my plan. One of the big phases of this
Okay.
plot."
Okay, color me intrigued.
Alrighty. And so, of course, you all arrive at the same time for dramatic effect. And then the captain is there behind the counter at the bar. And he's like, "All right, so, as, after that last mission, the last alcohol theft job a week ago, I've done some more research, done some more digging, and I think the next step to expanding the Condemned has to be, shall we say, opening up the market."
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm sure you fine folks have realized by now, the market for mercenary bars is pretty small. There are not that many mercenaries out there. I hate to break it to you.
Well, yeah.
I mean, there are people who are willing to do anything for a fiver, but real dedicated career mercenaries are hard to come by. People like yourselves are hard to come by. So, that being said, this district of Ryanstown, that all of our jobs have taken place in, minus like the international ones, all of them, in this one district, there are 2 main mercenary bars: the Condemned, and my direct rival, the Ascended. Okay, the 2 of us control the lion's share of the mercenary work, and the fixing for this district. In order to expand, I have to free up space in the market. But because the market's full,
sounds about right.
I have to forcibly create space.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 ways to do that. Okay, one is to create more work for mercenaries. That is very complicated, and I don't have the power or the money to do that. I'm not a corporate executive. Okay. Second option is to kill the competition. I
Probably easier.
think you know where I'm going with this. Okay. I need you lads and lady and robot and bonus to take out the Ascended once and for all. I am.
Okay, so how drastic are we talking here?
I'm talking, I don't care how you do it. I don't care if you burn the place down, blow the place up, frame them for like a horrible crime, get their building condemned. That'd be pretty funny. I would like that very much.
That it would be.
Ironic. But if you do that, you could kill their employees, kill the boss. Well, I want you to kill the boss, but kill the employees, scare the customers away, ruin their reputation. Anything that gets this bar shut down for at least the next couple months, because I'm from my outline of the expansion plan that I've got, it shouldn't take me that long to expand and get the bar uncondemned, and then once that happens, then like I can just like scoop up all of his old clients, absorb his network into my own, so that by the time he repairs his building, he has no customer base left. So I don't care how you do it. I just need you guys to do something big enough that it keeps them occupied for like months. So, burn the building down, blow the club up, kill the boss, like trash the reputation.
I'm gonna turn to Bonus and give him just that sly smile.
He looks at you, and you imagine that he is like staring at you like suspiciously through the mask.
Well, you know what they say.
No, I don't. What did it say?
If you can't beat them, blow them the fuck up.
I Okay.
And Captain's like, yeah, so, do keep in mind that the Ascended is a rooftop club, but they own the upper couple floors of the building. But they don't own the whole building, so please don't demolish the entire skyscraper.
Well,
You can take out the
obviously.
first couple floors if you know, if that's
They
what it
own the upper. You know, honestly, your method of blowing it up just had me the idea of like, we go in the hover car and do like a drive-by, but with RPGs.
I mean, that's considerably more expensive than what I was thinking, but
I mean,
you
funnily
know
enough,
what?
I did consider that plan. I'm like, yeah, they're gonna suggest this, aren't they?
I only did it once.
Drive by RPG.
That's considerably more expensive. It's going to cost us a lot more money.
I mean,
Well, the pay for this job is $17,500 each, so
Oh wow, yeah, okay.
yeah, you're gonna make like this is like an actual
Okay,
full job.
okay. Now here's the question. Here's the reigning question, right? How much does a rocket cost?
how much does a
Like an
rocket
RPG,
launcher
like
cost?
a launcher and
RPG.
like a couple of propelled grenades.
Well, that depends on the company you're gonna buy it from. More than anything,
We're
but it's gonna
talking
be
like
a couple thousand.
How much? How much does this truck driver, food stand? How much does he sell it for?
yes.
I mean, he would also, his prices would also fluctuate depending on the brand.
Necessity.
Yeah, depending on like, you know, how we got it and stuff like that. But it's gonna be like a couple $1,000 minimum for just like the launcher.
Well, let's think about this. Like we did the drive,
We
the
could
truck,
do-
right?
Okay. Hear me out. Hear me
Okay.
out.
Yeah.
Could do grenade launchers.
That is considerably cheaper. We already have like most of the weapons.
Right. I have the sniper that I could probably take the grenade launcher off of.
That's true.
The
And
mini handheld
retrofit it.
grenade
Yeah,
launcher.
retrofit it to be like a mini grenade launcher.
Stick up a 7-Eleven with that.
With like
Kind
a
of
40mm grenade launcher.
Stick up a seven. There's an actual story where a guy stuck up like a 7-Eleven with like a China Lake grenade launcher,
Yeah,
Jesus, he- Damn.
Yeah.
and he just wanted like Fritos.
Yeah, people like we joke about, you know, selling like robbing someone for like $6, but people do that. Like that's the thing that
Yeah.
people really do.
Exactly. People have robbed for a lot less.
Yeah. It's hilarious to me, honestly.
Well, we could do the drive-by, right? Or we could do like a multi-plan thing, so we end up actually killing the boss, destroying the place. Yeah, shit like that.
I mean, the more
that
techniques,
would-
like the more like options you take, the more dramatic the damage will be. So if you kill the boss and destroy their reputation, and like shoot the place up and like burn it down or whatever, then that's gonna do more than just burning it down. But
Yeah, because they could always
Well, if we kill
rebuild
the
it.
boss, that does tie up a loose end as well.
Yes.
this is true.
So like we kill the boss, we destroy the place, shit like that.
Man, we need business expense accounts.
I mean, that is something
I don't think
that, like,
we're rich enough.
Well,
for that.
usually in like Shadowrun, so like other games like K4, like part of the deals for doing mercenary work is you get like part of the money up front. So if you guys want to start doing that and asking for money up front, you can. So like if you're like Captain, could you give us like some of the money up front just to spend on, if, like, you know, work costs? He'll be like, sure, but that's coming out of your profit. So
Okay, so I have an
hold off
idea.
on that.
I have an
Yeah.
idea. Right?
Mhm.
We could have Oid go in and poison the boss, or, you know, Yeah, no, poison him is probably the safest route because we don't know if he's got any augments. And then we can go in, and after Oid's out, we can whatchamacallit, we can go in and blow the place up.
God, I thought it was something so
Actually,
bad.
that gives me perhaps an opportunity to start working on my or something I wanted to make for Oid.
Oh?
Yeah, custom delayed action poison.
Oh yeah, I didn't think. Oh, did you? You made the
You're
instantaneous version. We didn't make the delayed action one yet. I remember.
That is good. That is
Let's
a
see
good
if you can
idea.
develop that if you wanted.
Have him die of poisoning right as his entire life's work is crumbling before him.
God, I thought it was something so like stupid. Honestly,
Go for it.
we just cut the supports at the third floor of like what they own, like the most bottom floor, and I'm like, that affects a lot more than just the
Yeah,
two
because
floors
the support
above.
so it would crumple the
Yeah.
whole top end of the bottom and
Mm-hmm.
would crumble the whole building.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Cool
definitely one way to
concept.
keep them out of business for a long time, but it'll also like be on the
I
most
mean,
wanted
like
list.
40 millimeter explosives do a
That's-
little bit better of a job of just crippling
Yeah.
specific infrastructure.
Yeah, 40 millimeter like HE isn't strong enough to take out like a building, but it's enough to take out the furniture in the building.
Yeah.
Okay, so hear me out. I'm thinking something a little more drastic than HE.
Cyan.
Like what?
Specialized shrapnel rounds.
Define specialized.
As in rounds that are just purely meant to throw as much shrapnel as possible.
I mean, that wouldn't do a lot of damage to the building, but it would damage people.
It definitely kill a
Well,
lot of people to their name.
toss one of those bad boys into a 6-round drum.
Although maybe if you're thinking about like delaying work more than just flattening the building, it might be more beneficial to use like something like a frag round, or like a relatively low damage, because it would cost them more money to have them move the damaged furniture out and then buy new ones and bring the new stuff in and fix up the tiny holes in the walls, rather than having to
Definitely,
like,
I'm
rebuild
definitely
everything.
saying, like, no, we should put in some HE rounds in there and absolutely blow the fucking place up. But
Well,
I'm saying some shrapnel rounds couldn't hurt as well. Because, yeah, you can fix a column, you can fix rebar, but, like, that stuff takes a lot of time in general. And you've got to have a really good construction crew to make sure that everything is, like, going smoothly and fix everything properly. And the guys, we're killing the guys, so there's going to be no one to really micromanage.
hmm,
The guy owns a club, and we're killing him via
let's see.
poison.
True. We also got to think about like what's gonna take the longest for them as well, because I don't know. We don't know how like their command chain is, so he could have an heir to his club.
Well, obviously, yes.
I mean,
So what I'm
surely he
saying
has like a
is,
will that says like, if I die, give it to X person, but that person is not gonna
Yeah.
know what's happening. Like, you just get like an email. It's like, oh yeah, your friend's dead, and he gave you.
If you're receiving this email, it means I'm
Also,
Yeah,
the
I'm dead.
possibility that person could also die in the club.
This is also true.
Yes.
See?
Many possibilities. Many possibilities.
There's a lot of factors, and
There are. And if you guys
explosives
really
can solve
wanted-
all of them.
If you really wanted
as
to,
far-
like dedicate to the bit like all the way, you could sabotage the place a little bit, like a couple frag grenades, maybe like a Molotov to cut the power line, something like that, to take out the internet, and then while they're trying to fix the stuff, you just keep sabotaging the construction workers, and just keep drawing. That would require like babysitting the place a lot, and like going in and like breaking stuff overnight. Well, like as soon as they leave, you sneak back in and tear the walls back down. But you could if you guys
Fuck
wanted to
your
dedicate to the
drywall.
bit.
As far
Yeah.
as I understand, we have like a month and a little bit more to like not a month and a little bit more, but the time frame is a long.
Yes.
Like we have to hinder them
Sure
for
that
a
think
they're
might
while.
have been
tied
for a
up.
while. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to hinder
Yeah.
them for a while. That's why I'm like killing the boss immediately could work, but then like we need to make sure the place is just reoccupied with another mercenary bar.
Oh, so you're saying like damage the place and then wait a little bit and then kill the boss to like maximize
That's
the
like an
effect.
idea, yeah. Like the boss eventually is like, all right, I gotta show up on site. Who the fuck's doing it? And then kablam, dead.
Disguise
Instead of-
ourselves as workers?
Hey, look, anyone with a bright vest and a yellow hard hat would do,
Honestly,
right?
that would work, yeah.
But yeah, I'm saying stuff like that.
We could have Oid be the foreman. And then he's like, yeah, no, man, this work's gonna be delayed at least a couple months.
Yeah.
We take out the foreman, or we just replace him.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
have to
that's
just
what I'm
bribe
saying.
the foreman. You'd be like, yeah, could you just like go as
Delay
slow
this a
as
few
possible?
months.
Yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, we can do that. They're like, oh yeah, so sorry. Turns out we need this like one really specific tiny piece that's only
It's
made
one
in, like,
really
Taiwan.
specific lug nut,
Yes.
or we can't fix this entire place. We
Yeah.
can't do it.
The-
We can't do it. Your place is full of them.
it's I don't know what Bozo built this building, but they made it with this single kind of screw that's only made back in like 2045, and they stopped producing them in like 2050. So now we need.
So we
to,
gotta
like,
get the
custom order
machine,
them.
the parts machined out.
Yeah.
You know, it comes all the way from Taiwan or whatever. The Taiwan, the conglomerate of China.
Only one guy in Taiwan makes these lug nuts.
Makes them, and he takes a couple months just to machine one part. So we're gonna be a little setback. Plus, it's gonna cost you about, I'd say, maybe $400,000 just to get the nut out here.
But what,
Not
Just to
even
get
to
the nut out
install
here.
Very
not to
expensive
mention,
nuts.
80 years.
Not to mention these walls. They're lead paint. They're lead. I don't know what bozo used lead paint. But yeah, Chief, you're looking at half a year here, and that's just the walls.
God, honestly, this mission could be so much simpler than I thought. All you have to do is like break a window and then bribe the foreman really hard. This glass it's imported.
This glass
Italian
is a special kind of
glassware.
glass made only in one part of the world. They handcrafted this glass out in some place in Sichuan, China. You ever heard of the place? No.
Sichuan?
Well, they handcraft this glass. It's gonna be about $600,000 out of pocket. Plus labor costs and the installation. Think you're looking at say milli.
For a
Millie,
single window,
Jesus.
yeah. I'm sorry, boss. That's just it's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah,
you know?
sorry, boss. That's just how it is. I gotta pay my guys. I gotta make sure they eat. We're part of a labor union.
Oh my
Also,
My
god.
buddy Morello, back in
remember-
Chicago.
He
Back in
runs the
Chicago.
union. Buddy John Paulo, he's
Back in
union
Chicago,
leader.
he's the shop steward. What can I do?
Yeah.
My hands
Also,
are tied.
I need
My hands
to
are tied.
hire. I need to hire 37 people for this one window installation. I'm sorry. That's union regulation.
It takes a village, boss.
Jesus.
How many union
What
leaders
can I
do
say?
take
What can I
to
say?
like
We're
hold
professionals.
them?
We're professionals. We take ourselves very seriously. We can't
Then
do
we-
this without at least 37 men. We gotta have 4 working the lift, and you're on the upper floor, so we gotta have a couple guys inside.
Gotta have
Couple
8
safety
guys holding the
officers.
ladders. We gotta have the guy watching the guy washing the ladder, watching the guy washing the ladder. It's a whole thing.
God.
We gotta have guys come and install new light bulbs every month. You know how it is.
Then we hit him with
Got all
the.
this red tape, boss.
Your shingles have asbestos.
Your shingles have asbestos, not to mention.
Also, you need a new roof. Those leaking, and I think your pipes are too old. The lead pipes. I don't know, the whole
Got
building's
them-
made
got
of
them
lead. I
copper
don't know who.
pipes. Got them copper pipes. You
I
don't
know
want
who
another
made
Flint,
this
Michigan.
building, but they made the whole thing out of asbestos and lead. Everything, even the windows are just
Asbestos, lead, and copper. That's a losing scenario.
It's all asbestos and lead. I don't know
We
who.
go
why
back to
is
the
it lead?
captain.
You don't want your patrons getting lead poisoning. That'd be
If we go back to the captain, we're like, how the fuck did you lose to this guy? His building is not up to code.
You're like, well, the owner was bribing like the OSHA guys like a ton of money.
fucking OSHA.
Yeah, even in
Meh.
K4, it is still OSHA.
No.
Sci-fi corporate OSHA, but it's a company now, so it's for profit. It's even worse.
Oh God,
It's
that is
hell
worse.
OSHA. That is worse.
What have you done?
I'm gonna make that a canon thing now. Corporate
OSHA's a for-profit.
OSHA.
Yeah, and like they make money
Kodian
by finding you.
Enterprises.
So they like have to find a certain amount. It's like they have to make like a quota. So they have to find a certain number of things to like wrong with every inspection to make their money.
Yes.
Bro.
It's
Honestly,
like
I
cops
could
making
see that
tickets.
being how we do this. You know, like we sneak a bunch of asbestos into his building, and we call OSHA on them.
You call corporate OSHA. It's like, sir, why do you have
It's
8 pallets of just
cursed.
raw asbestos in your bathroom? I didn't buy that, sir. It's here. I have to charge you. I'm
That's
sorry.
what they all say.
It's not like
They
we
all
even like
say-
hid it in their walls or anything. Just straight in the bathroom.
Yeah, just
Just
straight,
the whole-
Did you-
straight
Are you
boxes.
aware that we're looking into a asbestos smuggling ring?
I don't know why you got space asbestos, but it's in the bar.
Then the construction workers are there, and they're like, "Do you know anything about this?" It's like, "Hey, I just get paid to fix the place." It's like, "No, you're right. You're right. You're right. Where's
we were
the
here
owner?
for the window.
Yeah, where's
We're
the
here
owner?
for the window, boss."
We're only here for the window. And that wall they tore down to put that
Right you
asbestos
are.
in here.
Right, you are. Nah, that wall that they're tearing down, that's all them. That's all them.
That's all them.
Oh, that's how we do it. We rip down a wall at night, insulate it with asbestos.
Oh
You
my
fill the crawl space
God.
with the raw asbestos and lead. Just blocks.
I mean, hey, Cairo's got the mask that filters that stuff out, so he can absolutely do it.
I don't know about that because you can still get it on your skin.
Well, yeah, but that's what protective gear is for, right?
Yeah, you guys
I
can
think-
upgrade your clothing.
yeah, I think,
go to Dapper and be like, hey, we need the clothes that are immune to asbestos. It's like, why?
Well,
Don't
why-
ask
We essentially need
Can you
tie-dye
imagine
suits.
being like the guy on CCTV just walking like 4 guys in hazmat suits carrying pallets of asbestos so you get to the building at night?
Just like now like you know, like the owner walks in, turns the lights on, you know, like the tables with the chairs on top of them, a pallet of asbestos, the bottles of alcohol. Wait a minute, a pallet of asbestos, and the CCTV just shows like you guys like cut a hole in the wall with a titanite sword. You like wheel this pallet like into the middle of the room, and then you just like
Oh,
put the wall back.
it gets even better. Hold on. We all outfit our tight hazmat suits with the camera thing. So it's just
Scream it.
asbestos wheeling itself.
It's
Oh my
the anti-camera stuff. Just a floating pallet of asbestos bursts through the wall, Kool-Aid Man style, and then lands in the dining room and stays there.
Works every time.
And then the OSHA agent comes right as he's about to unlock the door.
Yeah, like
We got a report saying
report,
that
boss,
someone
that,
was bringing asbestos into this
this
place.
is a smuggling operation. You're trying to poison the people in this. You know, so you aren't the only one in this building. This is criminal negligence. I'm gonna call the KPD right now.
Criminal negligence.
Yeah, it's criminal negligence. I mean, it would be.
Damn.
Like,
Not
unironically,
only is this
I
criminal
feel like it's
negligence, but this is highway robbery. What are these prices?
I tried a vodka for $80. What's wrong with you? Psychopath.
Bro, that's how we sabotage this place. We have Carter hack into like his website and change all the prices of his drinks.
I'm going to crash their economy
You guys
by
could-
changing their value to 0.
I mean, honestly, if you guys wanted to frame this like club for like criminal negligence, you could easily do the asbestos thing. That would actually work.
That's what I'm
Unironically,
saying.
all these
Okay.
things would work.
Now we just need to find out who the hell sells asbestos.
Probably the Jamaican guy.
I said kind of weapon, my brother, including the asbestos and lead. You know how it is.
Imagine he just has it there the whole time.
technically,
How do you not have
technically,
cannons?
asbestos can be used as a biological weapon.
Yeah,
It
it
is.
counts. He sells weapons.
I'm just imagining he's like has an augment that makes him immune to asbestos and lead.
Just got pallets in the back of his
in the back of the
his
Tonto truck. Just the pallets of raw, like I mean, I think they're also like wrapped up, but like you wrap up like a block of cocaine, so it's just like a kilo of asbestos on a big, and there's a stack on a pallet.
Actually, now I'm imagining like his business was like extending a lot further. So like, oh, asbestos, and he brings you to a factory where he owns everything. It's like, why are you making asbestos?
Don't worry about it, my brother.
My brother, you don't understand.
It is a new form of biological.
You know how
we
it
put
is.
the B in biological.
I put the bombastic in biological.
We put the B in CBRN, my brother.
God. Now the better question is, are Codians immune to asbestos effects?
Yeah, because you're like immune to mundane diseases, so yes.
Can you imagine the scenario where Codians are not immune to asbestos?
You aren't perfectly immune. You mean if you like snorted like a block of asbestos, then obviously they kill anybody. They kill Oid, I'm pretty sure. But you know,
it gunks up the works.
Yeah, like you don't get cancer from.
Well, the whole thing is like asbestos also cuts up your airways.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, I know that.
So does fiberglass. We could poison his drinks with fiberglass.
Fill the building with fiberglass shavings and asbestos. And then call OSHA.
Boy,
put iron shavings in the water supply.
Nah, it's even better. We put asbestos and what the fuck did you say for the glass part?
In the drinks?
Oh, fiberglass.
Yes, we put fiberglass and asbestos in the ventilation system.
Yeah, because the ventilation system.
Honestly, I can't wait for it, dude. It's like the guy, he leaves, work. One day, he's like, oh man, profits are up, everything's going good. Comes to work next day, and it's just like a winter wonderland of like OSHA hazards.
He gets one breath, and he's like, his lungs liquefy from all like the razor blades, and just pin cushioning his lungs.
We show up over his body as he's dying.
He just starts coughing up blood.
He's like, like, who needs Slovakian poison away? You just need fiberglass and asbestos in the ventilation system.
You're lacking, Oid. You're lacking.
Yeah, that's what my new poison is gonna be.
Now, see, if you really wanted a slow killer, you could do black mold.
Buy black mold and just dump it into the ventilation system. Oh, but that could also work. Though, they'd have to clean all that black mold out, and it would spread like super fast.
Yeah.
Gosh. Wait, what
so many
part
ways
of
to
the city?
Let's choose all of them.
I drive by shooting a black mold.
Just like strap black mold like an RPG, or like put it into a grenade and a 40.
Well, see, here's the thing. We could hit them on multiple fronts.
You could.
So we could have someone, like, before we do like this drive-by bombing, that's going in the FBI database.
That's right, FBI. I'm gonna put fiberglass in your ventilation system.
Better watch out.
So what we could do is we could go like a day before, right? And we could put the black mold in the ventilation system, as well as asbestos and fiberglass, right? Then the next day, we go in with a bunch of fragmentation grenades and just start letting them loose. And then bribe the construction workers.
And you get
that
OSHA
are gonna
too.
And get OSHA, exactly.
Well, I don't know about the bribing part, because let's not try to lose more money than we're already spending. That's like,
it's like a cost of $30,000 to bribe this foreman.
Or we can have Oid disguise himself. Yeah.
Oh, as the foreman.
Well, actually, how how many times do foremans actually show up to a construction site? 'Cause
Show
we
on like
can
the
do
first
that.
day.
Foremans,
They show up on like
well, I
the
think
first
it depends on
day.
the scale, but the shop steward's the one who's in charge of safety, and they have to be there all the time.
So
Yeah.
the safety we don't have to
So
worry about.
the
that,
foreman,
so-
the foreman is the one that
He's the
determines
boss.
like the length of the job,
Yeah.
how many guys are gonna be needed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we could just be like, yeah, I'm gonna need like 2 guys on this. I only got like 2 guys to spare right now.
Yeah. So
We're
what
gonna
we
need
could
80 people for
do,
this job, and we got 3.
well, what we could
3
do
guys.
is add to Oid's identity and just have him become a foreman.
A
Make
legal
a
For a
foreman?
company.
Have him start his own
He
construction
steals
company.
the identity of a foreman of a construction company, and that way, on
Could
top
also
of selling drugs, he
He can
also
run a
is a foreman for multiple construction companies.
It could also work because I could hack into their comms and see who they're actually going to hire.
Or you go the extra step further and you have Lloyd impersonate the foreman, and then the rest of you impersonate the workers, so that you are the ones that get hired to fix the place, but the entire time you're just sabotaging it more and more and more.
No, we could have Oid. Like make a fake business,
Yeah. It's like a shell company.
and then have him go in and be like, "Pleased to meet you. My name's Richard H. Feederbottom."
Feeder bottom,
Feeder bottom.
Mr. Feeder bottom.
Feeder bottom.
I run
construction
a
company.
pretty good construction company. Here's my card. If you ever need any work done, call me. Call me. I got you handled.
Walks in, sniffs the air, goes.
Oh yeah, I'm fine with last.
Is that black mold?
Lots of some black
I
mold.
think you got some black mold here.
Classic.
I think you got some black mold here. Here's my card.
God.
God, we.
Give me a
this,
call tomorrow. I'll come in. Have some guys take care of it right away.
This poor guy. This poor
We're gonna
business
bully
owner.
This dude into like, killing himself.
We're gonna take him for all his money. We're gonna be the ocean.
I'm not
people.
even
We're
gonna need
gonna
to
be the
poison him. He'll just take his own life.
Yeah.
we'll be the construction company. We'll be his employees. This poor man.
Just giant psyop.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Captain's like 17 and a half collars. It's like, how did you get 40,000 each? Well, on top of the asbestos shingles that we just replaced, let's just say we in the business.
Let's just say it's more profitable to be a corrupt contract than it is to be a hitman. So we're no longer going to be working for you, Captain. We're now contractors.
God.
Well, I think all these plans are fantastic, and you guys can carry them out next time on Dragon Ball Z Kai.
And if you like this episode, do let us know. If not, oh well, we don't want you here. Get out of here. Give us the view stat anyway. And we'll see you next time on Quest for the Core.